fresh out of the mail. Haywood Outdoors hat. You like it?
Yeah.
All right. Pretty wet. All this snow melt plus a little bit of rain. It's only going to get worse here over the next day or two. We're going to have to walk it from here. Back in New York today. It's Saturday afternoon. Might rain a little bit. I think it rained a little bit here this morning, but we're going to check a couple spots we haven't been to yet, and maybe a couple spots that need checked over a little bit better, but see what we can cover. We got Chase and Courtney today. No Cadence, she stayed back at the house. We're gonna come into this little food plot a few years ago. Just looking at trail cameras after I pulled them after season. And I actually saw a couple small bucks fighting, and noticed that after they were fighting, there's an antler on the ground, and Chase and I came out, dug through the snow and found it. So far, that's the only shed we ever found in this food plot, but every year we hope we'll see one. We'll see what this year brings. Turn the corner. Any big ones?
No.
Courtney just found one. Chase and I dove into these spruces. I told her to check the outside edge. It was not long and she's yelling, found one.
What the heck is that?
Nice.
No,
That's a, jeez.
Yeah.
Look at that. Good job. Courtney came up with a good one here. I have no idea what that buck was, but I didn't even run many trail cameras this year, so I don't really know what's out here. So this will be extra fun. But this is a pretty good shed for what we're looking at. All right, Chase is gonna do the honors here.
Jeez, that's an old deer.
It's unique for sure.
Look at all these weird points this deer has. It has like 5, 6 points.
I don't think those are long enough to be scoreable points, but
No.
it definitely adds to the character. All right, we just picked that one up, but it was on a trail leading into these spruces. So Chase and I are gonna go back in here and see, maybe he was bedding in here. But go figure, he wasn't in the food plot, but he was in the bedding right off of it. So we'll see if he'd be a cool one to match up. He's a unique buck. So we're definitely gonna try to do that to the best we can here. Now the first dead deer over here, another fawn getting hit hard. This winter was real tough on him. That's gonna be number, between what we found and what our buddy found out here, it's probably number 10 or 11 so far. We're a little more curious about some of these dead deer that we might find, just because we had somebody shoot at a buck and we tracked it for a while and lost it. And we looked a bunch last year right afterwards, but never did find it. But there's a chance we could come across it today. So we're trying to look close at every dead deer we find. Here's one right down by the creek. Looks like that's been there a while, and that could have even That's a real small deer, so could have been there a while, but Chase said he found another one up here, so we'll go take a look at that one too. Oh, yeah, that one's old. That's from last year. I found that one last year.
Another one's right there.
Oh, there's another one. Yeah. Small doe. It's pretty impressive. The snow load this year is bending over these beech brush saplings. This whole section in here is all kind of bent over. And there couldn't have been anything that did that except for the snow load. Pretty crazy. Well, we got skunked for a while here. We found that first one right off the bat, and we've continued searching on for, I don't know, probably 45 minutes to an hour. Haven't found anything else yet, but we're about to cross over into a spot that we've had most of our luck here on this part of the property, so optimism's still pretty high, but we'll have to just keep going to see what we can do with it. What'd you find?
Dead deer.
All piled up. We've been due for one for a while. Kind of looked in all the best spots back here, but didn't find anything, so we're kind of making the trek out and gonna find somewhere else to go look around for a little bit. Never seen one of these here before. This is pretty sweet. You ever seen one of those?
I've never seen one that big.
It's a spotted salamander. They get a little bigger. What do you think?
Oh, he's starting to climb on me. That felt really weird because it's so big. It felt weird.
Well, we're walking back out now. That's probably one of the worst years we've had back there in recent history. Only came out with that one. We were kind of thinking it might be a little far from the winter food source this year for too many of them to be in there, but at least we can cross that place off the list, and we'll continue on to the next couple spots. We're over to a completely different part of the property, and we only got about an hour and a half left of light, but we'll do what we can. Not gonna be able to look this spot over as thoroughly as I'd like to, but we'll see what we can get to and maybe see if it's worth coming back. One more for the count. Add another one. I am still pretty surprised that after all the stuff that we've walked today, we haven't been able to find another one. We found that first one within the first 10 minutes of looking, and we've been out here for probably another 4 or 5 hours and have nothing to show for it since. It's hard to believe, but sometimes that is just how it goes out here. And you just got to keep optimistic, and that I'm always telling Chase, you got to just imagine that the next place you look, there's going to be one laying there. Because if you don't do that, you lose focus, and you're not going to find them even if you're out here. So we got about 20 more minutes, maybe 30, before it gets dark, and we'll probably keep wandering until then, and that'll be a wrap for the day. So I'm doubting we're gonna find another one, but we'll see.
We walked a lot. This is what we'll have to show for it. And hopefully there's better days in the future. See ya.
Yes! Chase,
What?
you just jumped off the four-wheeler. What'd you find?
I said.
He pointed it out. He saw it. Let's go take a look. Good eye. That's a tough one, especially when it's this dark. Little dinker. Jace,
What?
good job.
My dad was just driving the four-wheeler, like way off path, and he was still telling me and my mom to look for sheds, and then I ended up jumping off the four-wheeler and found this little guy right here. Small, but
What number is that for you now?
5 of the year.
5th of the year. Is this your best year
Yeah.
so far?
My best year is 3.
Yeah. Good job. Looks like we did that closeout video about 3 minutes too soon, but hey, we're happy with that. Chase found another one from the four-wheeler. We're gonna look around here for like 5 minutes till it gets dark. And if we don't get back with you, that's a wrap for today. So we're getting lucky. Driving out and there's one right in the field. We're gonna have to do another wrap-up video.
That's that on the plan?
No, that's not the match.
How?
Just a little fork right in the middle of the field.
I was just pointing back there and saw a deer, so I was pointing at it. And then while my mom was looking back, she saw this little fork. It's number 3 for the day. We ended up finding like this shed 10 minutes in, and that was like 5 hours. We were just like heading out. Found these 2, and that's 3 for the day. So I said it was a good day. See ya.
On a solo mission today, back in Pennsylvania on public. Forecast isn't great. 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts and rain on and off all day. So I'm out here by myself, and hopefully this won't be too miserable, but we'll see. You only got so many days to do this and so many weekends, so gotta take advantage of every one. Yet, but it's getting a little sketchy up here on this ridge top. I might have to think about moving to the leeward side of the hill here pretty soon. I see some dark clouds coming. Made us just stay dry so far, but I think that time's coming to an end here pretty quick. Well, I just found one, barely. I saw that little white thing sticking up right there. I'm like, is that a leaf? Has to be a leaf, but I always got to walk up and check. Get a little closer. There's a brow tine. So that one's been there a while. Not exactly what you put the miles in for to find, but it's still going to count for the numbers. Definitely a shed, but not much left of it. But that's number 22, so we'll it's probably not worth it, but we're gonna throw it in the bag and bring it out, add it to the count. I was just getting riled up here. Walked so much. I've had like 6 miles in, and I'm into some really good stuff right now, and couldn't believe I wasn't finding anything yet. But I think I just found one. Just walking up this little drainage, looked over here, Haven't confirmed it, but I think it is one. Yep. That's all you get to see of it. So that's what you're looking for. Not the biggest, but that's what we're here for. I am relieved and happy with that one. Go ahead and pick it up now. Just a little 2-point side. But we're gonna take any one we can find, especially after the miles we've put in today. So hopefully this is the start of something good here. I'm liking what I'm seeing up here. So sometimes when you find one, you'll find the little hot spot. So that's what I'm gonna keep hoping for. So we'll keep walking. Rain finally hit. Still walking some good stuff. And like I said, I was kind of surprised I wasn't finding much more, but I just found a dead deer, and there's no head to be found. So my guess is that was a buck or something, and someone might have been through here before at some point this last week. So oh well, they at least missed one. Thundering now, so pretty sketchy to be out here, but I'm so far back it's not an easy trek back to the truck, so we're just gonna kind of keep rolling for now anyway. Apparently this rainstorm's actually a tornado watch and severe storm watch here for the next 3 hours. So I don't know that I'm tougher than a tornado, so we'll see. We might start making our way back here soon. It's still a ways to get out, but we'll probably work that way. Well, I'm making a beeline out. The lightning is pretty crazy right now. Kind of beating feet out of here, and popped up onto this skid trail and got lucky. Found an old one. Pretty good one. It's too bad it's old. Found it a year or two late. That's probably from last year's, but yeah. I was in here a little bit last year, but I think I was in too early. And I'm pretty sure I walked this skid trail up, so this one might not have been on the ground. At least I hope it wasn't on the ground yet, because if it was, I missed it for sure. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I walked the skid trail up above this. I wasn't on this one, so yeah, I probably missed this one last year, which is too bad, but at least it's not chewed up, and it's still a good antler. So if you can hear that thunder, I'm trying to get out of here. So hopefully next time you'll see me, I'll be back at the truck. Can't even turn it off. Well, we're still not quite out yet, but I made it through what I think to be the worst of it. I got stuck out there. I was 2.5 miles from the truck when all that lightning and wind picked up and all that rain was coming down, and where I stumbled on that one good one. Unfortunately, it only got better as I got out of here, but now that the rain let up a little bit, I figured before I'm there, I'll show you the 3 we found today. So found an old one, real chewed up, one fresh one, and one real nice old one. There's a chance I have the match to this one from maybe 2 years ago. I'll have to go check and look at some pictures and see if I can track it down. But if that's true, I mean, it was probably 200-300 yards away. So it's not impossible that it could be the same buck, but I'll have to look back and see. So despite it getting real interesting out there for a little bit, ended up being pretty good. That rain held off for a while, so it just was unfortunate that once it started raining, that's when I started getting into stuff. But anyway, if I don't fall walking out of here, we'll be back to the truck in a half mile, and that'll put a wrap on today.